This is Mount St. Helens. This is Johnston Ridge Observatory. It's over there on to the right. And the blast zone, a lot of it's actually grown back. But some parts of it, like this one, are still quite devastated. Blowdown zone. Tip of Mount Adams up there, and a little bit of Spirit Lake. This is along the boundary trail. It looks like these are hummocks. It looks like this is just big piles of what was the top of Mount St. Helens before. I'm on the top of one right now. And I think they, from what I understand, the interpretive center, they just slid right across this valley here and plopped up in locations wherever they stopped. There's a big one back that way. And the rock, it's all different. You can see they're big bouldery rocks, and there's no signs of any trees or anything. Just big giant piles of rubble. You didn't want to be right here in 1980. So it's facing right into the gully right there, gullet right there. Back where I'm standing are these more of these big piles of just all these hummocks, big just piles of debris that just landed in with plop. But interestingly, this is pretty alive right here. There's springs all over this area that pop up. And there's all kinds of little streams everywhere. Getting a little closer. Variety of vegetation, it's not so significant, I don't think, but we got these beautiful little yellow flowers, and I guess it's red, I'm not so good with colors. These blue guys. And then there's like this green lichen stuff or whatever, moss covering everything. And then there's little pine trees showing up. There's other kinds of scrub, but it's pretty low variety. Looks like this is the riverbed that flows out of Spirit Lake. So, the falls on the left, you can start to see Loomis Falls where I'm heading. There's also another fall on the right. You can see that kind of mist coming up lower. Those go to the right, to the Tootle or Tuttle River or whatever. I'm not sure. Obviously something flows through here. And this goes to Spirit Lake. To the left there was a small little bit of water still. You can see up on the edge of the mountains where some trees remain, but where actually the lake sloshed up and scraped up off the topsoil off the side of the mountain and then sloshed back, and then there's a big bed of trees still floating. Apparently they're sinking, but still seems to be a lot of them there. The intersection of this is the Truman Trail, and then I'm heading off to behind me to the Leewit Trail, to the Leewit Falls. But there's a good view of Spirit Lake with all the trees still in it. This is the direction I came from. Behind that little hill here to the left is where the observatory is, Johnston Ridge. That's to the Windy Ridge. That's the axis on the west side, or east side. And then there's Mount St. Helens, and that waterfall there, you can see that's where I'm going to try to get to. At this point, I don't see anything. Getting tired, getting closer. It's the first time I've seen very homogeneous black with white speckled rock. Everything else previous to this was quite a lot of variety. I wonder if this is inside when you see the video, it's quite black. That's where I'm heading, is that falls right there. But interestingly here, there's another falls over on this side, but you see that thick layer of, looks like ash And occasionally there's been pretty significant landslides where that just falls off. You can see where it slides down below. And way, let's see. Well, it looks like, you know, I didn't think it was active, and probably, I don't think it is, but you can see where the lava dome is. There's a, behind the waterfalls, there's this mountain, or ridge in front of us, and past that, you can see where it's steam, a lot of steam coming off of what's the active part of the crater, although it's not active right now. It's where the current lava dome is. One of those avalanches I was talking about. Thought earlier in the day that was also water. There's a waterfall over there, but definitely big giant monster avalanches. Still in the black rock zone, but interestingly there's these big giant little individual piles of white pumice. It looks like they shattered into pieces, kind of scattered all around here. Pretty cool. Okay, getting closer. This is the waterfall I'm heading to, and now this is a very good view of Mount Adams in the distance, 12,000 feet or so. And then there's Spirit Lake, about 2 times zoomed in here. Those are all the trees. You can see where, a little bit where washed up, Spirit Lake washed up on the hillside. All this down here apparently is 200 feet higher than originally, and I'm sure what I'm standing on is much higher than originally was too. And here, this is where I walked originally. That's what I was talking about, the hummocks. There was a landslide went right up the hill there. You can see how it scoured the edge of the topsoil off when you're over there too. And same right here. There's no topsoil on the edge of that stuff. It's just white putting down the bedrock. So most of the flow went that way. Some of it went right up the middle, and then all the way down there. There's Johnston Observatory right there, and then that's, I guess, Tootle River or whatever, and that's where a lot of the mud and everything went long term, and it's still actually flowing that way now. Just still in this black rock zone. Interesting here. Almost looks like glacial scrapings, but obviously there was no glacier here. I'm wondering if this stuff was like semi-molten, and it's a pretty flat area. I wonder if everything blasted over top of it to scrape these little lines into it. Big area. It's different, very plastic. It's semi-molten, not plastic, but it's like, underneath it, there's loose rock a little bit on top of it. There's one big giant blob, and right here in particular it looks kind of like it's, like kind of like soft. It goes out a good distance here, all over this area, and it's all got this kind of some of it was deeper down, and as soon as the pressure was released and it shot this way, it was semi-molten and gas. The pressure released gas landed here. It took shape and landed. Kind of bubbly and almost viscous. Coming off the lava dome, I don't know if you can see it. Approaching the falls of the east rim. Big mound here on the left, pretty substantial. You can't really see the west rim, but there's a actually there in the back, very back, you can see what is the south rim. There it is, as far south as you can go to the crater rim. off the glaciers that are formed. This is the one that's formed on the east side. Some big freaking rocks. It flows down and goes to the Tootle, I guess. They pronounce it Tootle River. The Johnston Observatory is somewhere right out there. I think that might be Mount Rainier right there. Pretty desolate up here, very little things, stuff growing.